Previously on Gutter Trash.
Because he's a hill jack.
He is.
Frick Joe.
Now, what's that thing in the middle? Is that a hoof?
Penis.
What is that?
It's a piece of cloth.
Why is it there?
Because she's wearing a loincloth.
That's weird looking.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Please turn your radio off when you call in and request a song.
Couldn't even do it.
That's what she said.
Oh. Wow.
Okay.
Personal pain.
The aliens are here. I held some of the original art in my hands.
Really?
That was pretty awesome. At a TCAF. Yeah. 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Today.
Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful stuff.
So creepy.
Creepy indeed.
You need to get that mic out of your hand.
Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 24. Today we are reviewing Hack Slash First Cut, Volume 1 by Tim Seeley from Street Press. My name is Eric.
And I'm Jason.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome indeed. Do I say that every time? Welcome indeed?
I have no idea.
I'm going to try to come up with a catchphrase.
Yeah, we both should.
Okay. Like mine would be like, boom, shanka, howdy.
And mine would be fuck David Heatley.
Yeah. I think they both have a good ring to them.
Yeah. No, I'm going to try to be slightly more positive about things. I'm lying. I'm so lying.
I was going to say, I don't believe you for a second.
Yeah. Not a good day today.
Yeah, it's kind of overcast.
Kind of overcast, cold, rainy.
In the middle of the end of March.
The end of March, yeah. My car doesn't run well when there's moisture in the air. So it was kind of a trip getting home.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I crashed at your place last night. It's just so late.
It was so much fun though because we got up and it was like being a 10-year-old kid again because we watched.
We had a sleepover.
We had a sleepover, and then on top of that, we got up and watched Batman cartoons and ate cereal.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is time warp.
Yeah. Of course, the cereal was granola cereal with
like,
soy milk.
It was like Trader Joe's granola cereal.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Trix with Fruity Pebbles added on.
That would have been awesome. Because I've never had either.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, Fruity Pebbles was my favorite growing up.
I was pretty. Oh God!
You're still pretty. Come on.
Well, I know that, but I was pretty deprived when it came to children's breakfast cereals.
You didn't get to eat just a bowl of cookies that,
Nope.
that they called cereal?
No, the closest I ever had was I was in Chicago once visiting some family, and they had Rocky Road cereal.
Okay.
Which was,
oh, that sounds... Yeah, wasn't there like little marshmallows that were like half chocolate and vanilla?
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, I had one bowl, and then that was like the day we were leaving Chicago to come back to Beaver Creek. And I think somewhere in Indiana, I had to pull over and vomit.
I think they warn you about that on the side of the box.
Yeah.
Like, if you're ever, in a car... Don't ingest Rocky Road cereal.
Yeah,
it's just an impure combination.
It was a chocolatey, marshmallowy nightmare
of vomit.
Yes.
Man, have you ever puked out of a moving car, like while it's still moving?
No.
I haven't, but I've had people in my car do that. Oh no, I'm lying. I've totally puked outside of a moving car. I forgot. Yeah, I drank a bunch of whiskey, and when I went to visit my then girlfriend at the time in Massachusetts, and I remember vomiting out of the back window of my car while she drove, I was like laying with my head out the back window.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my friends, not too long ago, like a year ago, he was real sick from drinking. It wasn't like he was actually sick,
Right?
But he
didn't have the AIDS.
He didn't have head AIDS. He was drinking who knows what at my house. I know you know the guy, and I won't say his name.
Yeah.
But we were watching. I think it was some old Val Kilmer action movie.
The picture of whoever this is becoming clearer.
Yeah.
What's
that movie called? It's the one where it's like some car is a ghost, and it has like he's somehow like the spirit of this car or something. It's a terrible movie. It was one of our bad movie night movies. I know Zippy owns the movie. What the hell is it called? I want to say
it's confusing me because Val Kilmer is, of course, the new voice of Kit in the new Knight Rider show.
Okay, maybe it wasn't Val Kilmer. Maybe that's from getting that car thing. But it was like it was a car that had its own mind, and it would like kill these kids that raced on this road, this curvy road. They would, and it was like this ghost that would appear and like chase them down and kill them.
Wow.
Well, it was so terrible. But anyway, he was over there and he was drinking, and we told him, we were like, you need to stop drinking. You know, you're out of control. And he just kept drinking, and then eventually he was vomiting on himself in my house. And I was like, okay, we're gonna take you home now. And we put him in. Me and Doogie put him in his car, and I drove his car home, and Doogie followed so he could pick me up. And halfway home, he's like still getting sick out the window. And I was like, let me just pull over. You're gonna puke on yourself in your car. And I was like, this is a bad idea. And so he refused to pull over. He's like, no, just keep going. I'll be fine. I'm done. And then like all of a sudden, we're driving down Schroyer, and he just like goes to vomit, and he puts his hands over his mouth as if he's stifling a burp.
Right.
But with the vomit that spews forth, it like sprays in every direction, like some sort of water toy that would be in your lawn when you're 7 years old. Like it just sprays in every single direction in a spinning motion. And I just feel like this vomit hit the side of my leg, like my my driving foot. And then I look, and it's all over the windshield, all over his radio, all over the window, like his passenger window.
So you're driving his car.
I'm driving his car.
Right.
It's everywhere, and I just don't say anything. I just keep driving. Like what can you say? Like, hey,
yeah.
I mean, obviously he knows. Oops.
Yeah.
And he's so drunk it doesn't matter. So we drop him off at his house, and I just get out of his car, and I just leave it. I don't even touch anything. Like I'm not about to like help him clean that shit up.
Right.
So I just get in Doogie's car and we leave, and it was such a mess. He was out of control. Hopefully,
the picture of whoever I had in mind is not who I now think it is.
Oh, okay.
So I have honestly no idea who you're talking about. If you can, tell me off air.
Okay. Yeah.
Does he listen? Is he a listener?
No, I'm not even really friends with him anymore.
Okay.
Just because of...
I know exactly who it is now. Thank you.
Because of many situations like this, and his uncompromising, self-destructive nature is...
The picture has come full circle. It is complete. I know who it is.
Yeah.
Right. I think I even told the story on the show about the only time I've gotten so drunk that I puked. I was at Norton's up on Smithville.
Oh, okay. And, the bar grill.
Yeah. And we were just drinking pitcher after pitcher of beer, and I went to the bathroom, and I just went to take a piss, and I was washing my hands, and I burped, and it just all came out.
Oh.
So then I went out to my friend's car, and sat in his car for a while, but I kept feeling the need to vomit. So
more to come.
Yeah, so I opened the door, and I was just kind of leaning out and like just kind of puking. I fell onto the ground, and I was just laying like with my legs in the car, and like my body, like on the concrete.
In the puke?
Not in the puke.
Okay.
But
close enough.
Close enough. And
do they get that a lot at Norton's? Is that like a
I don't know.
typical
It's
client
the
reaction?
only time I've ever been there. So
They asked you not to come back.
no. Just after that was the last time, other than last week, that I've been incredibly drunk.
Yeah. On the show. Yeah,
Yes.
you didn't puke on the show.
No, I did
That
not.
was good.
But I was fairly drunk last week.
Yeah.
I have not
I believe
listened to that episode yet.
Nor
so
should we ever. Nor anyone.
I'm going to have to. Just because...
Yeah, that must be a weird combo, because you were, like, trashed, and I was really sick. Like, my brain was not functioning correctly because of just, like, 5 days of
illness.
Yeah. So that must have been a keeper.
Yeah, I'm probably listen to it the next couple of days before I uploads it, because it's the next show to come out. I don't know if we're giving away like trade secrets here, but we're recording this well in advance.
Yeah.
Of when it actually comes out.
Yeah, this is March of 2006 right now as we speak.
Yes.
It's 2 more years of Bush as president.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. Who's next?
I'm thinking Hillary. Hillary's going to take it.
It'll never be a woman or a black man. It'll just be another old white guy.
Probably. I just don't dig this kind of humor.
What's that?
The, you're in the past, so let's make a joke about something that'll happen in the future.
even on like TV shows, you're telling me about that show on the Mad Men.
Mad Men, yeah, I've been watching. I got the first disc of the first season from Netflix and that. And it's a really good show, but there are things like that in it.
Right.
And it just kind of, when they happen, it just makes me kind of roll my eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, God.
It's like, that's such like your pet peeve joke. Mine is the one where like, no, absolutely not. We are not going to take my mom's car. Never, 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 never. And then it cuts to them in the mom's car. And I hate that joke because it's like there's no thought into it. And and it's not even like an homage at this point where, they're like, oh, remember that old kooky joke that they used to do in the 30s? Because they've never stopped doing that joke. So so it's not even like kitschy or retro. It's just horrible.
Yeah. There are other jokes, like that, and some others that I just dislike whenever I see or hear them in a TV show or a movie. But like as far as like when you have a period piece like Mad Men, because it's set in 1960, and like in the first episode, there's a guy who has a file that had been thrown away, and the main character says, I had a file just like that, and I know that there's not some sort of magic machine that makes exact duplicates. And it's just one of those things. Like, God,
Yeah, it's lame.
Yeah. Oh. And it's like, that they wrote that with, it's like, oh, look how clever we are.
Zinger number 3.
Yeah.
All right, kids are going to love this. Johnson & Johnson's going to advertise all over this shit. Yeah. That's terrible.
Otherwise, it's a fairly decent show. The 3 episodes that I've seen so far. So.
It's written by Mike Allred, or is it just based on his work?
Just based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Awesome.
Because obviously there's multiple Mad Men.
So
that's the name of the show.
Yeah.
In the comics, Mad Men.
Oh yeah, they're in the executive room. They're pitching it. They're like, okay, now Madman sells 10 copies per store throughout the U.S. What if it was called Mad Men and there's 6 of them and 2 of them are lesbians, and one's a black guy, one's a Korean, and one's a nerd who sniffs his father's underwear. It's like
disgusting.
Yeah, but it would make for a really good show.
Sure it would. Right. Mike Allred would be rolling in his grave because he's dead.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, he's
not.
He's a Mormon. He'll never die.
Yeah. Well, he's never officially come out and said he's a Mormon.
He just likes drawing
he
Mormon
just likes,
comics.
Adapting the Mormon Bible into comic form.
Or at least starting it and then not finishing it.
Yeah. And thank God. Because he's one of my favorite comic artists, and I really would like to purchase the stuff that he does.
It's a beautiful book.
Oh,
the golden plates.
Some of the best drawn stuff he's ever done.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Too bad it's the golden plates.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not just saying that because it's, Mormonism.
Mm-hmm.
If it was him doing the King James version of the Bible, or anything in that ballpark,
The religious vein.
yeah, I would not be reading it.
What if he was adapting, the satanic verses or something?
Still would not be interested at all.
Me neither.
Speaking of all things satanic, we read Hack Slash.
Yes, Hack Slash, first cut. So this is the very first one, because I know they've done a relaunch.
It's I guess it started out as a series of one-shots before it went into a monthly series.
Okay.
So I guess that's what these are, like the first couple.
Okay. These are the one-shots?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I couldn't tell if at the beginning it sort of seemed like this is a wrap-up of here's what's happened before.
Yeah, I got really confused about that as well.
Yeah.
But I think that was just sort of hey, real quick, this is the origin. This is pretty much all you need to know to get into the story.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there may be more stuff before this, but...
Like a volume 0 or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Had you read this before?
I had not read the early stuff before. I had read the recent Reanimator crossover that he did. Excuse me. And I really liked it. And it really got me intrigued to read more. So when I saw that you guys had a couple trades at Mavericks, I put them in my file. And I figured might as well pick one for the show.
Yeah. I see, I'm not into horror comics at all. I mean, I kind of was when I was a teenager.
I'm not really into them myself.
But I sort of wanted to read this because, it seemed like it was...
Jokey.
Yeah, like it sort of didn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah,
which,
and it doesn't.
Yeah, it totally doesn't.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the problem with, like the Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street comics. I mean, unless you're a huge fan of those properties, which, I'm not. I mean, I was when I was younger. I loved both of them. But I couldn't care less about a new Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Okay.
Except for, I will say, whenever they did the Freddy vs. Jason, I did go see that, and that was great.
Well, I saw that too.
But, yeah, I mean, unless...
it wasn't. But,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love it. But unless it's funny or, like, something like that, where it's just fun, then, yeah, I can't get into it at all anymore.
I think the main problem with horror comics is that the horror genre really is better suited for movies, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can get away with, cinematic tricks to make people scared.
Right. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to jump when you just move from one panel to another.
Right, or like page to page.
Yeah.
Especially if they haven't laid out the book exactly.
Right.
So if you're reading the left side of the book, and in your peripheral vision you're going to see the right side of the book, and that's where the big jump is going to be.
Yeah, you see the guy hacking somebody up before you've got to that page yet.
Right.
You're like, oh, here it comes, and there's no music and
right.
Although cues.
I dislike music in horror movies.
Really, even that creepy, just kind of ambient, kind of suspenseful build-up kind of stuff. That's good.
No, I don't like that, because that also gives away when something's going to happen.
Right.
Or a fake something's going to happen. The cat jumps out of the cupboard.
Yeah. Well, see, I kind of like that.
I don't know. I just, the couple of horror movies that I've watched that is really low-key on the music, especially during the really tense parts, I think are far more effective, because you don't know what's going to happen, because the cues aren't there to tell you.
Or sometimes, I think The Shining was like that, where the music cues are just completely absent until whatever crazy thing is.
moment.
Like
right.
then it starts with the visual.
Yeah.
Like,
that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Like because you can't even hear them gasping for like when they're screaming. You just hear like the crazy music and you're like, oh wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, this book not so much horror as it is sort of tongue in cheek. You know,
It's like homage to horror.
homage. Yeah, it's gory.
I think there's a couple references that were kind of in jokes to horror fans, and I got one of them, but I can't even remember what it was now. It's something Cassie Hack says when she's like smacking somebody around. She refers to some. She calls them something that's like a reference to some. I'm flipping through, but I can't find it.
Right.
But I just noticed a couple things that you're like, oh, okay, I get, the nod, if you will.
Right.
So you can tell like he's a fan.
Oh yeah. I guess basic plot. I mean, because it's what 3-4 short stories.
Yeah.
So, but the basic stuff that you need to know is that the main character is Cassie Hack. Her mother was what they call a slasher, which is
Your basic Mike Myers.
Mike Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger type. The kind of psycho killer who you defeat and then he comes back.
Yeah.
And kills more people. She basically, her mother was a slasher called the Lunch Lady, who would kill all the kids who would make fun of her
at school. Why couldn't my mom have that job? Man, that would have saved me years of therapy.
And so basically, Cassie has to kill her own mother, and she's decided that she's going to be the person to take care of all these slashers, and she befriends a creature named Vlad.
Yeah, what is his deal?
He's
a monster.
Really get into it. He looks like a slasher himself.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just sort of gentle, but
he's like it's like Beauty and the Beast.
Kinda, yeah.
I bet that'll come into play where he was probably a slasher and she.
I think so. I
talked
think
him out
in
of it
a future volume or something like that, they might get into that, but they don't really do it here. And it's not really needed here. I mean, you're curious, but these are just short sort of bursts of
It almost reminds me too, especially how they change settings and roles and whatever.
Yeah.
It reminds me of old cartoons, like you just turn it on and Heckle and Jekyll, or like post office employees, or the Three Stooges, or on a pirate ship, or I mean, there's no need to say like, well, how did the Three Stooges get on the pirate ship?
Right.
It's just they're just there.
Why do they have so many jobs?
Yeah, can they not retain a job? Are their tax forms really incredibly difficult? Poor
It's all
Shemp.
the pie fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start a pie fight once at a job. That's pretty much it. You're gonna need to look for more work.
You might be right.
I'll let you know. I'm gonna try to start a pie fight tomorrow at work.
Okay.
And I'll see how that turns out.
I don't think anybody would even notice at our work. They'd be like, "Oh, there's somebody spilled pie." I don't know.
He'd probably get a bad ooh, pie.
Just the roaches would all eat it at night. It wouldn't even be there in the morning.
Or again, you'd have a lot of Magic fans really wanting some pie.
That's true. The Magic kids, I would imagine, like the pie.
Oh yeah.
Anything sweet and tasty.
Yeah. Not that the comic fans are also to be excluded from this.
No, they can eat pie.
But
let them eat pie.
Yeah. I just find the Magic fans to be annoying.
See, I like the Magic.
Well, it's because you're a Magic nerd.
I think I'm a closet Magic nerd.
Oh, I don't think there's any closeted about it.
Oh, I'm just sitting in the middle of a field with all my Magic cards.
Yeah. So, let's see. The first story is about a slasher who can control dead animals.
Kind of like Animal, like if Buddy was little. What's his last name? Buddy from Animal Man. Buddy
Buddy
Guy.
Baker.
I started to say Buddy Guy, but that's a different
totally
guy.
different person.
Yeah. If Buddy Baker was, a little off his rocker, might be this guy.
Maybe, I guess. I don't think Animal Man can control animals.
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, I've seen him. He can get fish to, bite people's knee. That's the one, Aquaman. So it's like if Aquaman. Never mind.
Yeah. Right. Overall, what did you think?
Overall, I didn't love it. I definitely didn't love it. It didn't really make me want to read the second one, although I might. But I will say I really enjoyed the issue where they go to the comics convention and they investigate. They're trying to track down a slasher who's killing comic book artists and writers. I really like that one.
I didn't like that one either.
Really? You didn't like that one?
I didn't particularly enjoy much of this.
Really?
Which really was disappointing to me because I really had a good time reading the Reanimator crossover.
Okay.
So maybe I'm just hoping that these are early issues, still working out some of the kinks.
That's the kind of feeling I got from it. That they're like they didn't realize it was going to be something that was going to take off, and they were just having fun.
Right. So I'm hoping that that's the only problem with this. Because it's fun. I didn't hate it, but I just wasn't all that impressed.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing, but I I did enjoy it. It was fun, but like I said, my favorite part was seeing Robert Kirkman get brutally murdered, stabbed with a knife in the back, and some comics fan at the show was like, "Is this a Walking Dead publicity stunt?"
Right.
There was some funny stuff in there.
My favorite part was seeing Steve Niles get killed.
I thought you were going to remain positive.
I told you I was lying when I said that.
That's right. You're not a Steve Niles fan.
I am not a Steve Niles fan, probably because he's the biggest douchebag I've ever had any sort of interaction with who was a comic professional.
Oh, can you tell that story?
No.
Okay. Did you meet him in person, though? Can you at least...
No.
Okay. No.
It was an online thing.
Oh, okay.
A kerfuffle shortly before I pretty much just gave up being online altogether.
Well, that's probably a positive. Well...
It's been positive for me.
Yeah.
Because online comic people are just irritating.
Well, it's that whole thing where they're like, I'm online, I can say anything I want, or I can have this attitude or whatever,
Kind of like we have here on the show.
Yeah. Well, we don't have an attitude.
No, we've got an attitude.
No.
We put on our personas and play the game.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
and it's recorded for posterity.
Yeah, which is always a bad idea. No, but I'm talking about where you just are vile and
more so than usual.
Yeah. I mean, we're reviewing stuff, and obviously some of it we don't like.
Right. I've gone off my rocker more than a couple occasions.
But yeah, I guess it is easier to do that whenever you're not sitting in, if I'm sure if you were sitting in the room with David Heatley, you probably wouldn't have said, you're a douchebag asshole.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you would still have those opinions, and you would tell him.
I would tone them down, yeah.
But you would tell him, you would be
yeah.
you were like, I didn't really like this, and here's why.
Right.
But then in your mind, you would say the stuff about him being a douchebag or something.
Right.
So I can understand. I guess how when you're online, you just let it rip.
Yeah, but Steve Niles had to be probably the biggest dickbag I've ever come across online in any sort of interaction, as far as comic professionals go. So I'm not a fan. I wasn't a fan of his work previously. Definitely not afterwards. And definitely not a fan of him as a human being.
I've never read anything of his.
You're a liar.
I swear I haven't. I've never read 30 Days a Night.
You recommended it to me.
I probably was like, I bet you would like this if you like those or something. Because just from the people that buy it. But yeah, I don't think I've ever read 30 Days a Night. If I did, it was so good that I forgot all about it.
So I'm pretty sure you read it. Told me to read it.
I'll have to look at it sometime.
If you've forgotten it, Probably a good thing, because it's not very good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben Templesmith has certainly grown into a much better artist.
Really? Okay, I love Ben Templesmith, but I don't remember what his earlier stuff looked like.
Like Ashley Wood, but crappier.
Ooh, yeah, that is bad.
Yeah. His stuff, I think starting with Fell, definitely his Wormwood Gentleman Corpse stuff is amazing. So, yeah, I'm a fan of his now, but his 30 Days of Night stuff, I just could not give a rat's ass.
Yeah, he's good. He's good stuff now.
Right.
His G.I. Joe variant cover, I think we talked about that before. I love that. That was
awesome.
great.
Some artwork in this book.
But yeah, I didn't recognize any of those artists.
Yeah, none of it amazing.
It's doable.
The painted stuff I think was the best at the beginning.
I really like the art in the Christmas story, the like prose story. Who was that by?
I don't know. I couldn't read that.
It's hard. It is literally hard to read.
Yes, it is.
It's like red text on like some sort of a gradient of gray. That's a bad choice.
You can read like the first line on every page, and then, after that it just disappears.
Yeah, the first page you can read really well because it's all dark.
Right.
But after that, you're like, what?
Yeah, I gave up on like the second page. And
that was Mike O'Sullivan. I like that artwork. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
but I like the cartoon.
Literally hard to read. Not only that, it's on like super shiny, glossy paper, which I'm also not a fan of.
I do want to see if my next movie pick, if you can pick Death by Boob Job Part 2, with what's this girl's name? Messy Stench. Yeah. Is she in Foul Stench? Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. But, it's ironic because that is what I'm picking for my next movie pick.
Yeah!
We're going to watch it tonight.
Death by Boob Job Part 2.
Scotty Young makes an appearance in the book as a character.
Yeah. Does he really... I think he probably does. I was going to say, the dialogue that they give him is pretty bad. But after hearing The Devil in Me, I would believe that that's probably... his actual dialogue.
I had to strain because, obviously, he's like, someone that we know what his voice sounds like.
Yeah.
So I even had to kind of work to put that voice with the dialogue in the book. So I don't think the dialogue was all that great. But some of it kind of matched. Well, no, it really didn't match what he would say, or what you'd think he would say in that situation. Because I'd imagine it would be a lot more foul
and witty.
Definitely witty.
Like I'm not a big fan of his show, but I will say, he's a funny guy.
He's funny on other podcasts, is what you would say.
Yeah,
You just don't like.
I'm not a fan. I don't know.
Well, hey, he hasn't put out a show in like 4 months. So.
Well, no, I hope he.
So you're getting your wish.
No,
I hope failing.
I hope he does.
It's your fault.
I hope he does a show, and I hope he has fun doing it and it's successful. But I'm just not a fan.
I would listen to a show if it ever came out. I eventually look forward to the Wizard of Oz trade.
Yeah, they're almost done. I think they're like halfway, just over halfway. I think it's 8 issues.
Yeah.
That thing does look pretty sweet.
Yes.
Which is weird. I was listening to some old Judy Garland at work yesterday. She's an interesting lady. Wow. They wrote a lot of those songs just specifically for her. She was like 14 or something, and she was like doing celebrity birthday parties in Hollywood, and people loved her. And
she's probably doing some cocaine.
She was. Well, I think it was before she got all messed up because I guess she got in with some bad husbands and bad managers, and that's how she got into all the drugs. But they just there's some. I want to read her biography because she just seems really interesting.
You are about one step away from being a complete flaming homosexual right now.
Just because I want to read Judy Garland's biography?
Yes.
Okay, well, no. There's 1,000 other reasons I could probably be.
Probably, but the biggest is the Judy Garland thing. Sorry.
She's just got a great voice. It's hard to argue. But yeah, I might read another trade if, like, especially if you said they get better. And
I bought the second trade like last week, so I haven't read it yet. But I'm intrigued enough. Like I said, I just go back to that Reanimator story and just how much I really enjoyed that. So I gotta hope that they just get better as it goes. Yeah.
It seems like there was an issue not too long ago, one of the newer ones. I think it was after the Reanimator stuff, though. Or, I don't know, maybe it was the same series, where there was all these different Devil's Due characters, like, attacking them. Like, it was like toys of them attacking Cassie and Vlad. Was that in that book?
Not in the Reanimator, no.
Okay.
Maybe it was after.
Because the funny thing was there was an incredible change bot. Like, it was one of the toys that was attacking them. Because they published, or they produced the toys. So I thought that was really neat. But I don't know if that was... I don't even know if this was Hack Slash. It was some Devil's Due book. Oh, I do think too.
I know there was a thing where he did, he had a bunch of, image characters and... all attacking.
Okay,
at the same
it
time,
probably was that.
Maybe it was that.
I like how Vlad.
Of course, Tim Seeley and Jeffrey Brown both from Chicago. So
yeah, I liked how Vlad and Robert Kirkman bonded over the love of Chippy.
Yeah,
it was like their favorite comic. It was like about a little squirrel. It was like Chippy Chipmunk.
See, now I could hear Robert Kirkman's voice when I read his dialogue.
Yeah,
just from that manifesto that he did. Yeah, just had that sort of southern sort of gosh kind of.
It kind of looked like him too.
Yeah.
They did a good job. Whoever drew that, I think this was the stronger of the art than of the actual main stories. I mean,
yeah.
Whoever this was. Let's see if it says it was a Spanish name. I'm sure I'll mess it up.
I think they're all Italian.
Federica Manfredi, maybe? I don't know.
Is it?
Federica Manfredi.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I know he's gone through quite a different number of artists when he's been doing these.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't stick to the...
Yeah. I guess, I could say that if you like horror movies and you have a good sense of humor about them, you might enjoy these.
I know Matt likes.
Yeah, Matt is a big fan, but it's also got a half-naked goth chick running around.
Yeah, he kind of likes that a lot.
Yeah,
there's a Chris Crank drawing. That's kind of neat.
Oh,
or Photoshop.
Yeah. Crank is involved in this book. Mike Norton had a credit somewhere.
It says he does graphic design.
Yeah, it was back when he was art director at Devil's Due, I guess.
Okay.
I would, say, hey, go out and get these, but
they're all out of print.
They're all out of print. You can get 1, 2, and 4 on Amazon.
Okay.
Volume 3 you can get for about $60 on Amazon.
Is that doesn't have some lawsuit pending?
I have no idea.
Huh.
It's because I was just curious to see, because you had mentioned that these were unavailable from Diamond or whatever.
Yeah.
So I did search on Amazon, and 1, 2, and 4 are readily available. 5 is coming out at some point in the near future. So I was really curious about 3. And they have a new copy available through Amazon for $100 some, and then a handful of used for $60.
I bet too, it might have something to do with Diamond not restocking it, maybe with their whole independent thing. Because I'm pretty sure I think Devil's Due was one of the publishers that was going to go through that Haven distributor.
Right, but you'd have to imagine that
they'd sell enough.
And that that whole thing with Diamond only happened recently.
Yeah,
and this seems like something that would have been
months ago.
Right, and I know that he put out an omnibus, which I guess I don't know if it's the first 3 trades or the first 5 trades or whatever, or 4 trades, but that sold out pretty quickly, and But he talked about like on the podcast I listened to that they were gonna reprint the omnibus and they were gonna come out with a second volume. So hopefully they'll also start putting the regular trades back into print. Because if I do enjoy volume 2,
you want to complete the
right,
collection.
yeah,
Right,
and I don't want to have to pay $75 for a trade.
Yeah, I don't think there's very many trades I'd pay $75 for.
Yeah, maybe no, I wouldn't even do that. Never mind. I was gonna say Miracle Man, but
nah. Yeah, so it was all right.
Yeah.
It was all right. I was kind of a lackluster fan, I guess, of that one.
I kind of gotta agree. Yeah. All right, Matt. Who knows? Let's take a break.
Okay.
All right.
Listen up, you stinking maggots! It seems you just don't get it! Well, I've been appointed to inform ya! Your days are numbered! You would cry, you would scream if you knew half the things I see! Please, please, just do as I say! Repent and leave your evil ways! Meanwhile, planes drop from the sky! People disappear and bullets fly! Little gray men are coming our way! Tastes just like chicken, they say. Actually, they're all around. Secret bunkers underground. Round them up, skin them alive. Rollin', 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 ride. Carter is a flow. Dozen brothers round the globe. And take 12 down to hell. Scrolling king, skeleton foe. It's only just begun. The best is yet to come. Area 51, the spawn of Babylon. Couldn't give a damn about JFK. Everything's conspiracy. Wouldn't be surprised if they had their way. Tastes just like chicken, they say. I know it's hard to swallow. It must sound too far-fetched. But you can bitch about a dollar, I ain't going with the rest.
Wow, wasn't that a great song?
Mm-hmm. that was kind of like the 60s joke.
Yeah. I haven't even figured out what song I want to put on this yet.
Celine Dion.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
No.
There's probably some Aerosmith song that has the word slash in the title, like some sort of weird 70s sex jargon or something.
Well, just put a Guns N' Roses song in there.
Oh, there you go. Slash the Snake's bit.
Yeah. No.
So I saw a trailer for Where the Wild Things Are.
As did I.
That looks awesome.
Yes, it does.
And it's directed by Spike Jonze.
Yes, it is.
Which I heard like 6 months ago that he was fired off of the project.
There was rumors that he was going to be pulled off of it, but
Wow.
There have been apparently issues with his version of what he wants the movie to be and what the studio wanted it to be.
There's a lot of that lately, or at least we hear a lot more about it. You think it was always like that?
I think it's probably always been like that, but because everything is so connected now that we're
Right.
just hearing a lot more about it.
Because he just puts it on his blog, and then 2 minutes later, the whole world knows about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Or someone puts it on some blog somewhere. And, yeah.
Right.
Or someone hears a rumor and it becomes fact, you know, whether it's true or not. You know. But yeah, the trailer looked great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was going to probably say it anyway after I heard he was pulled off, but he's one of my absolute favorite directors. I own 5 DVDs, and one of them is like all of his
music videos
and
Yeah.
short films, and that's one of my absolute favorite things to watch, like when I'm drawing or just cleaning the house or whatever.
It's a pretty good DVD.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
So yeah, I'm stoked. That's middle of October.
something like that, I believe. Yeah,
That'll be great.
yeah.
I think that's the only movie I'm looking forward to this
Really?
year.
Yeah.
I can't think of another one.
Well, then I guess we will stop the podcast.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it. No more
All right.
movies, no more comics.
We should just do poetry and coffee reviews from now on.
Oh. That would be sort of an untapped niche.
Yeah.
You'd think, anyway.
Yeah.
There's probably like 600 coffee and poetry
You think?
podcasts out there.
Well, let's try it just for a month and see what happens.
I'd probably want to kill myself.
I don't
More than I already do.
I don't drink coffee.
I drink coffee like an asshole.
I
At least I try. Sometimes I just can't get coffee.
Yeah.
Like literally, like it's just impossible to get coffee.
What?
Oh, just like it's we're out at work,
Yeah, okay.
or
There's no Tim Hortons right around there?
no, there's not. There's a Speedway, but it's quite a walk. And yeah, sometimes we just don't stop before we go to work.
I've never, ever been into coffee. There was a brief time for a few weeks when I was in high school that I was like, I'm going to drink coffee,
Yeah.
And I think it was because I was watching Twin Peaks. I had the videos from the library,
Right.
and they're always drinking coffee after coffee. And I was like, I want to be weird like these people and drink coffee. And then I was
It's a
like,
damn
I don't.
fine cup of coffee.
Yeah, exactly. 2 more cups of this wonderful coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm just not a coffee guy. I'm a hot tea kind of guy.
And I just said that line as if I've been a fan all along. I've only just started watching Twin Peaks like a month ago.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I'm still not even through the first season. That's only 7 episodes.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
I'm on the last episode.
You
I
know,
just haven't got through it yet.
I own the second season too, which is the only other season.
Yeah.
And I still haven't finished watched them all. There's like 4 or 5 episodes I've never even watched. I don't know why. Like me and Doogie were watching them kind of religiously, like every
Right.
couple nights, and we just kind of got out of the habit. And I forget what was going on now.
No cuddle time for you.
No cuddle time. No cuddle time. I know. Thanks for bringing it up.
No problem. Hey, we both are dealing with our own
Yeah.
personal heartaches today. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into mine, but
You can make fun of my
I'm-
gay cuddle time.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
fine.
Hey, at least I'm not making fun of the other thing that I should be making fun of. So
My athlete's foot?
yes.
Don't tell anyone about that. Alright. He did the
The
miming.
zipping, yeah.
It's funny stuff. It's funny stuff. You're like, I would never tell anyone about athlete's foot. Never, ever, ever, never in a million years. So anyway, Jason's got athlete's foot. Hilarious. Love that joke. Is that marijuana?
Yes, it is.
It's on your computer screen.
Yes.
It's not here.
No, yeah,
Okay.
I don't have marijuana here.
Like we just opened up an issue of Hawkman, and there's like a joint inside of it.
No, yeah, it was a Tony Harris Ex Machina cover.
Yeah, wasn't there a trade paperback like
Smoke.
yeah,
Yeah.
where he looks like a drug lord. So
Yeah.
I haven't read that far. I've only read the first few issues.
That was one of the weaker stories.
Smoke.
Yeah, I forget. It's so weak, I really forget what it was about. But
Is it because you were smoking a bunch of weed at the time?
could have been.
You forgot all about
Could
it.
have been. But I think there was like the shocking final page of the story arc was the main character Mitchell Hundred smoking a joint to sort of quiet down all the machine voices in his head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weed in comics these days, like in Incognito. Or you haven't read Incognito?
I've not read
Never
it.
mind. Spoiler.
God, now I know all about the weed in Incognito. That was supposed to be like 99% of the plot. Fuck you, asshole.
And at the end of Final Crisis, when Batman just sitting in the Batcave smoking weed, is like, that was the craziest weed dream I've ever had.
Yep. That was awesome, though.
Yeah, that was good writing. I love that. I love that joke.
Yeah. Then he
was all
sent
great.
Alfred out for some munchies.
I'll forget some of those pork rinds, the barbecue ones, and some more of that ranch dip. All right, see ya. So I did enjoy the Batman Dark Knight cartoons. What's that?
Gotham Knight.
Gotham Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
the anime thing that they came out with before the Dark Knight.
the prequel, if you will.
Yeah, sort of in between Batman Begins and this
I like
terrible
the
movie that it was. Anyway,
I like the bookends the best of that cartoon, like the first and last. I think we
the
said you
separate stories.
you like the Deadshot one, right?
Yeah, I really like the Deadshot one.
That I think that's the one that has the art by the Ninja Scroll guys. I don't know the name of the team, but
yeah, I'm not sure.
But that's my favorite anime ever, and out of the 15 I've ever seen in my entire life. But
that's quite a bit. I think I've seen maybe 3.
Well, I used to hang out with this dude that was all into anime, and so like every weekend we'd kind of watch one.
Right.
He liked all of them. He liked Project Echo and.
I think I have actually seen that one.
That one was goofy. It was fun. It was kind of fun. But I like the darker ones for sure. Ninja Scroll, Ghost in the Shell, Akira, basically
the big ones.
The big ones. It's I like rock and roll. I like Led Zeppelin and the Beatles. I know all about your rock and roll.
Yeah,
Don't tell me. I've even heard Black Sabbath.
That may be kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones.
Okay.
Should be in there. The Who.
The Who?
Yeah. The Doors.
Oh, yes. I've heard of them.
Yeah. Kiss.
Like some Kiss. Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Yeah. Ghost Rider. Oh, you did. I told you I read Ghost Rider the other day. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you mentioned it in the last episode or 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, I've been enjoying some Marvel comics lately.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make mine Marvel.
Yeah.
Bring me the No Prize.
Since Marvel is so much better at putting out trade paperbacks than DC, I've picked up quite a few Marvel trade paperbacks lately.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Britain and the MI-13, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Captain America.
No.
Really? I thought you were going to get that one.
Oh, I think I thought about ordering it.
Yeah. I mean, only because if you ever decide you want it, seriously, just let me know and I'll sort it from Diamond. It should be here the next week.
All right.
That's how the lickety split on top of the Action Diamond is.
I have every Captain America trade except for The Death of Captain America Volume 1.
Which you ordered 3 months ago from us.
I have Volume 2 and I have Volume 3. No Volume 1.
Oh, you're missing all these volumes in the middle of your trade collections.
I know.
It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. What's really shitty is that, it's the reason I switched to trades is to save space. And
yeah.
Now I've got 15 Captain America trade paperbacks, and they take a lot longer to read than a single issue.
Yeah. At least they're quote unquote portable.
Yeah,
they're durable.
They are durable. However, Captain America, being the way that it's written, does not contain single stories within a trade. They all continue from one to the next.
So it's
a lot like reading a monthly series, but it's every 6 months.
Yeah. So it didn't really help out your situation. See, I don't care if they're trades, if they're single issues. As long as it's printed on paper, I'll read it. But I have to say, single issues are my favorite. I like the staple. I like the being able to roll it up and spot a fly with it if I want to.
I like trades when they are the full story, because monthly comics don't do that anymore.
Right.
When they do, then I'm all for the monthly, but they don't. So
I remember.
There you go.
I think it's genius when they can pull it off in such a way. I remember. All Star Superman was like that, where you could just read number 4,
right?
Or if you read 5 and 6, you'd be like, oh, that sort of continues from 4.
Right.
But I remember when Mark Waid and Barry Kitson were doing Legion a couple years back, a few years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, it has been a few years. But it was like that. Every issue was a single issue story, but it also sort of had this bigger theme that ran through the entire thing. So if you read 1, 2, and 3, you got an extra story basically. But if you just read number 2, you were fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's something. If you're a good writer, you can probably do that still.
Allegedly.
You know?
Because, well, I mean, it could, like old school comics. Okay. I have the saga of the alien costume from Spider-Man.
Oh.
When he first got the black costume right after Secret War.
Good stuff.
Right in the middle of Secret War.
252.
Yeah. And, like, it's a trade. It has, like, 9 or 10 issues in it. But it's not like all one, oh my god, he has this costume. Every single issue is all about this costume. No. It's about, like, the Hobgoblin and, like, all these other stories are going on. And the costume is like a background thing.
Yeah.
Like, that just kind of, like, just little bits, issue per issue.
Right.
Until it actually became the main story, like, in the last part of that book.
See, that's brilliant. I mean, like, he'd be swinging along, right, in his black costume, and he would be like, I've got to go stop this bank robbery. And then there'd be some little, like, this costume's doing something weird. I can't get it off my hand. Oh, well,
Yep.
I'll think about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good writing, That's building on something that's... And I don't mean building like House of M crosses into World War, Hulk crosses into Civil War, crosses into Secret Invasion, crosses into Dark Reign. Yeah. That's not building. That's stringing along.
Yeah.
So, yeah. give my soapbox a rest here. Oh, sorry. But yeah, I think they can still do that if they try.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the editors, they don't want them to do that. Maybe they just want those balls to the wall crossovers that they can get on the news and have Joe Quesada talk to Conan O'Brien about Captain America eating it.
I think he pretty much only talks to Stephen Colbert.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He may have been on Conan, but I think he's definitely been on the Colbert Report like 6 times.
That is such a good show. Wow, Steve Colbert is awesome.
Yeah. It's a good show, and it's kind of cool. Hey, get comics and get them out there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like are the comics worth it? Is the average person watching the Colbert Report going to say, "Well, that sounded good. I'm going to go pick that up"?
Yeah.
And then when they get to it, it's going to be like, "Hey, we're in the middle of a massive crossover that." You're going to have to buy the previous 20 issues to understand, and we're going to ask you to pull in for about another 20 more afterwards to finish it up. Is the average person going to be like, sure!
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Yeah.
I saw that they're going to continue on where they left off with the Chris Claremont 90s X-Men series. X-Men Forever.
Yeah.
And it was funny because in the news previews they're like saying, hey, we're going to continue this story where he left off and he's going to write it. And then they were like, and if you want to buy this comic here, it's got X-Men 1, 2, and 3 reprinted in it for $5.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, if anyone has 75 cents, they can walk into any comic shop in North America
and buy
X-Men 1, 2, and 3 because they are bursting out of the quarter boxes.
Yeah.
So don't buy that. Anyone, if you see that book offered in previews, don't tell your local retailer you want to just start searching through their quarter bins and and then you have enough to eat at Taco Bell and read that.
Yep. And it's not really going to be the same unless Jim Lee is drawing it.
Yeah.
Jim Lee should be drawing X-Men Forever.
Yeah.
I'm putting that out there.
I heard he might actually be doing the Wildcats. They might do a trade of Grant Morrison and Jim Lee Wildcats.
So doing a graphic novel.
Yeah.
That's going to be finishing the story, I guess.
Like it'll have the first issue that they put out.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I heard they weren't even going to solicit until it's completely finished because of that whole
just like Jim Lee and Alan Moore's graphic novel that they were working on together.
Were they?
Like 10 years ago. It never came out.
But didn't Marvel do that before when they said...
just like Batman, All-Star Batman and Robin is going to finish too.
Wait a minute. Wildcats isn't Marvel. I don't know what it is. I started to say, didn't Marvel do that already when they said they wouldn't solicit the Joe Mad Ultimates until it was all finished?
Right.
So,
well, they did do that, yeah.
Yeah.
And, how late was it?
Months and months.
It did finish, though.
Mm-hmm.
That 12-issue series?
Right? Yeah, they capped it off at number 5. They were like, because I think the first 3 just said, number 1, number 2, number 3, and then like 4 and 5 said, 5, sorry.
Yeah.
We bit off more than we could chew with Joe Madden once again.
Yeah, I've noticed that there hasn't been any sort of announcement about what he's doing next.
Hmm.
Crazy.
That was weird. He should be almost done with it, whatever it is. Cause, he's probably playing video games. I can't blame him.
Probably. Wow.
It'd be hard to...
I like video games.
I don't, really. But, I mean, if I could get... If I could do that for a living, play video games and test them and, like, play them and design them, I could probably get behind that.
According to crack.com, it's one of the worst jobs you could have.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because video games suck when they're being their testing phase.
Because they're slow.
And you gotta just play over and over and over
Same
and
thing.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, but I used to play really shitty video games over and over and over again. Maybe that's why I don't like video games though, because I never got past Nintendo. I think I did have a Super Nintendo very briefly, and I bought it at a garage sale when I was in my 20s, and just played it for a few weeks. So I was like, I'm not into video games anymore. I've lost it.
Yeah. When my ex and I started dating, she had all the old school Nintendos, like old school Super, and then whatever the one right after that was.
Was it GameCube or
no? 64.
64. That's right.
So she would hook up like her Super Nintendo when we'd play, and man, those compared to like the PlayStation 2, where you can play for a little bit and there's like a save point where you can just stop and pick up later. Those old school Nintendo games are fucking hard as shit.
Because you can't stop.
Because you can't stop. Yeah.
Right. They're addictive. I remember...
And also, like, after training yourself to immerse yourself into a 3D video game world, to all of a sudden go back to 2D side-scrolling.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? What do you mean I only have 3 buttons instead of 8?
Yeah. Plus 7 levers, 7 joysticks hanging out of every direction. Yeah, I like the old, like Commodore 64, I think was my favorite game system. That's what I was into.
I never had any of those, like the Commodore or the Atari or anything like that. I never had them.
My brother did, because he had a paper route, and he would buy all this technology as it came out. I remember, seriously, in the early 80s, he wanted to watch movies on video, and we didn't have a VCR. So he used his paper route money to save up for a VCR. A VCR, right?
Right.
It was like $550.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And it, like, this is like a crappy VCR, because I can still remember it, like, it rewound really slowly, and it didn't have any special features. Like, I don't even know if it had slow motion or anything, but...
Yeah.
But hey, it allowed us to watch Ghostbusters, and that's all we cared about.
That's true. Yeah, my parents, our first VCR was... it was probably like $400 or something like that. Weighed like 15 pounds.
Yeah, it was super heavy.
It was just huge. The rewind and fast forward was super slow.
Yeah,
we had to buy a separate rewinder.
Oh yeah, it looked shaped like a car or a train.
Like a car. That's what we had.
Yeah, those are great.
And then it's hard to imagine that when 2 weeks ago I had to buy a new DVD player for $40.
I bought a DVD player for $30. Yeah, and it's lasted. I got it in 2001 because I remember it was like right around September 11th that I bought my DVD
never
player.
Forget.
No, I never surrender. If I stop watching DVDs, the terrorists win.
Exactly.
So, I mean, like there's like 2 buttons that don't work on the DVD player anymore. Yeah. But I've had a $30 DVD player for almost 10 years. So,
a couple years ago, I wound up getting. Well, for a while, I was just using my PlayStation as my DVD player, and that stopped working as a DVD player. So I had to buy one. I bought one for $30 at Rex. That lasted about 3 years up until like 2 weeks ago. When it just decided it wasn't going to play DVDs anymore.
You've abused it too much.
I guess so. I did. I watch a lot of stuff.
We watch a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
After the show, usually. We watch Rescue Me or Dexter or whatever.
Yeah. we'll probably watch something shortly after this.
Probably, yeah. In fact, I know we will.
Well, yeah. Probably a couple things.
Yeah.
I had to go out and buy a new one a couple weeks ago for like $40. And it's a slightly better DVD player, but it no longer plays CDs.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
It just plays DVDs. It's weird. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I haven't had a CD player in years, and 90% of what I use my DVD player for is to play my CDs.
Yeah. So, I guess I should, speaking of DVDs and watching stuff, I'm kind of leave this up to you, actually.
I'll go with Death by Boo Job 2.
Alright. No. I have 2 movies that I just got from Netflix. I was definitely focused on I was just going to choose the one.
Oh, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah. But considering what has happened recently, I am fearfully afraid that no matter which one I pick is going to depress the fuck out of me anyway, which I really don't want to be depressed.
It's like when we were listening to Never Not Funny last night, they were talking about he broke up with his ex, and he's going to watch Forrest Gump.
His ex named Jennifer.
Yeah.
He's going to watch Forrest Gump. But no, yeah, I have a feeling that whatever I pick here is I'm going to get incredibly depressed.
Oh, man.
So I'm going to leave it up to you.
Ooh, does that mean I get to let you decide my pick next time? Or
if you have to. Well, no, it'll just be your pick or whatever.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
I'm just, I'm not really in the mood to pick one or the other.
Okay.
So I got 2 options.
All right, this is kind of fun.
My first option, I'm not going to say which one, I originally had in mind.
Okay.
All right. But my first option is WALL-E.
WALL-E? Okay, the Pixar.
Yeah. And the second one is Let the Right One In.
Ooh, that's the, Swedish vampire movie?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's funny that you chose both of those, because a couple weeks ago I was at the drive-in for a double feature of those 2 exact movies, so yeah. I thought it was an odd combo. Wow. Oh, man, that's a tough one.
I take it then you haven't seen either of them.
I haven't seen either one, and I want to see both.
Yeah.
Let's watch some fucking vampires.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so Let the Right One In.
Yeah, but I do want to watch WALL-E sometime, so, if you ever...
Hey, I'm incredibly depressed. I got lots of free time when I get off work. You want to come over someday?
Someday,
yeah.
Someday this week.
All
I'll
right.
be down. All right, let the right one.
So, I don't know about you, but I'm hungry too.
I am starving. All I've had today, I had a bowl of cereal and the leftovers of my Chinese food from last night. Which reminds me, your Chinese leftovers are in my fridge still. I forgot to bring them.
I would say probably just throw them out by this point.
Okay.
I won't be going out. Oh yeah, the first time I've been to your new place.
Yeah. Yeah. So what'd you think?
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I tried not to outwardly exude it, but it was a little awkward there.
Yeah. Well, no, it's fine. It's fine.
But there were 18 kids running around.
I live in a daycare center. No. No, my roommate Mindy has son.
Her own son, and she was babysitting her sister's son.
Yeah,
who was up till 2 a.m.
I could not believe that kid, because her son Theodore, he goes to bed at around 8 o'clock every night, and this kid that she's babysitting stays up till almost midnight, and he's a year younger, and he's 2 years old. I'm I can't imagine staying up that late when I was 2 years old, or even 7 years old. That was crazy.
But he was pretty hyper.
Yeah.
And then Doogie showed up at some point, and he was also pretty hyper.
He's probably been riding his back, gearing himself up.
So no, but it's a decent place. It's
I managed to recreate my bedroom.
Pretty much, yeah.
I shoved it into another closet. Literally.
Literally.
My bed is in a closet.
Although bigger than your last closet.
Bigger, much bigger, yeah. I can't touch all 4 walls when laying in bed this time.
Let's
Get her grub on.
Get her grub on.
As the kids say.
That's disgusting.
All right. Get some chow.
We'll see you
Finger looking good.
later.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Gutter Trash can be downloaded at www.guttertrash.net, iTunes, Podcast Alley, and Feedburner. You can also find us at myspace.com/guttertrash_net, seanborn.net, and buyerbewarecomics.blogspot.com. Contact us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. We'll see you next time.